All right, motherfuckers. Time for the third video of the day, and I'm still running on 11 out of 10 up in this bitch because I am not tired yet. Snitches. You understand me? Now we're going to talk generally about why AEW has completely lost track of what they fucking are and why they suck more today than they've ever sucked before. Now, number one. 2 weeks in a row, apparently, they have lost the rating battle to NXT. Now, that's to be expected because NXT has been promoted heavily these last few weeks. But the fact remains, motherfuckers, they cannot compete with the C Show in the first 2 months. So, if in their first 2 months, where there are people that are going to be watching them just because they're a new company, if in these first 2 months, they cannot gain insane traction, they will flounder. It's kind of like me. Think of it like me. When I started, I've been going at it for like 2.5 months, to almost 3 months now. Right? I've been going at it as much as AEW has been going at it. And here's the thing. When I started, of course, I had like 1 subscriber, right? Then I had 2 subscribers, right? And then we got the core 4 motherfuckers. Then we got the hateful 8 up in this bitch, right? Including my boy Lars Henry. Shout out to Lars Henry, who left a comment asking about when the next video is coming. Here's 3 for you, Larsy boy. I love it. Hope your kids are doing better. Because in his comment, he said his kids were sick. So shout out to him and his kids. Now, with that out of the way, let me tell you this, right? I started, and then we got to the hateful 8, and then we started growing. And then my boy J Rants plugged me. And then we went from like, I was like at 23 subscribers or something. I checked at like 48. I'm like, what the fuck? 48? Like, this has to be some sort of lie, right? And then eventually I checked, hey, it's 65. What the fuck? And then eventually we got all the way up to like 110 or something with Jay's help, right? Maybe 100, a little bit less than 120, maybe like 115, 119 or something along those lines, right? Then, since then, I've grown to 162 in the last few weeks. Now, I'm not saying, of course, that I'm pulling in bigger numbers than AEW yet, motherfuckers. But what I'm saying is this. That you have to go in a positive trajectory. Once in a while, I'll lose a subscriber here and there. I'll probably say something like CodyRhodes sucks, and someone's like, "No, you made fun of Cody. I don't like him anymore. I only like to listen to people that agree with me. If you don't agree with me, I don't want to hear it. Even if you're funny as hell, yeah, I subscribed to you because you're funny, but then I left because you made fun of Sammy Guevara." So I have that too, man. People leave me too, but people join me. Now I understand, again, I'm not trying to compare myself to AEW. I understand the challenges are completely different. I can do this on my free time and I don't have to spend money on it and all other shit. I spend my time though, yeah? So things have to move forward quickly. Like, I don't think I'd ever quit trying to make this channel grow in the beginning. But if today I was still at 25, 26 subscribers, I would be like, fuck, man, maybe this is not a good idea. Maybe not enough people want to hear what I'm saying. But since I'm growing steadily, right, and I'm growing at faster and faster rates the more I grow, which is what's supposed to happen when people actually like you, right? Even though I only have 163 now, motherfuckers. Welcome, new subscriber. Let's see if we can figure out who he is, just to give him a shout out. It looks like it's Daniel Malam. Daniel Malam or Daniel Milam. I don't know. Let's go with Malam. Malam up in this bitch. Daniel Malam. Welcome, motherfucker. So, there you go. I'm growing steadily, so I understand that, like, all right, at least a few people want to hear what I'm saying. And my videos, even though I have 162 subscribers, my last video got like 300 something views, right? So I'm growing in other metrics. Now, AEW maybe is growing in other metrics as well, but the fact remains that they not only are they losing to NXT in viewers, but their viewers are dropping. How can they drop? You're a new company. If they're dropping now, where are they going to be in 2 years? I'll tell you where they're going to be in 2 years. Canceled at this rate, motherfuckers. And then I'll have nothing to talk about anymore. I guess I'll have to talk about TNA or some other shit. Or NWA, which I need to watch. After I'm done with this video, I'm going to watch some NWA before I go to bed. So, and I got a lot of NWA to watch, fuckers. So anyways, that's the number one reason why AEW is failing completely. No, that's the number 2 reason. Number 1 reason is by far the fans. But the number 2 reason is that. Now, we'll talk about the fans later, motherfuckers. We got a lot to say about the fans. But let's talk a little bit about another reason why they're failing. The ranking system, bitches. The ranking system makes no fucking sense. Now I'm looking here. I'm at the allelitewrestling.com/men's rankings up in this bitch. And I'm sure the women's ranking is, oh, I guess not. I guess I have to click on all of them. Whatever, I'll do that. So number 1 in the men's ranking, I'll explain why this is bad in a second, motherfuckers. Number 1, Jon Moxley. 3-0-1. So he's never lost, but he has 1 draw against Pac. Now here's the problem with that, motherfuckers. He's only had 3 matches. So he's ranked number 1. Fine. He has the best overall record. He's undefeated in singles competition. So that's kind of neat. I think he's the only guy there that's undefeated. Next, we have Pac. 4-2-1. Third, KennyOmega. 4-2. Overall record of KennyOmega, 7-4. All right. That makes sense thus far. Pac should be higher than KennyOmega because he beat KennyOmega, but the KennyOmega beat him too. So 2-3 makes sense though. KennyOmega's like, he's lost more matches than Pac, or so it feels like at least. But he lost to Jericho and he lost to Pac, so whatever, right? But anyways, then we have CodyRhodes, who shouldn't get a title shot, and he is ranked as number 4, with a record of 4-1-1. He only lost 1 match, 1 singles match, and that's to the champion. But he should be ranked number 4 because it would make no sense to have him be ranked number 2 again, right? So what's going to happen? He keeps being number 1 contender until someone gets a better record? That would make no sense. That's how it works in combat sports. Then, here's where it gets ridiculous. MJF, record, 2-1. Ranked number 5. Correct me if I'm wrong. Trent Beretta pinned Rey Fenix, so he's at least 1-0, and he pinned Pentagon. So he's doing all right in the tag division too. But I digress. It is what it is. I'm just saying, 2-1, you shouldn't even be ranked. How are you 2-1 and this company's been around for like 10 weeks? You've had 3 matches, and you're ranked number 5. It's ridiculous, man. And one of them, he's 3-1 overall. One of them was like the Battle Royal bullshit. Now let's go to the women's rank. Well, let's go to the tag rankings first because women's ranking is where the problem is highlighted the best. Ranked as number 1, Santana and Ortiz. 3-1, fair. Young Bucks, 4-3, fair. Best Friends, somehow, also number 3, 4-3. The Young Bucks have a better overall record, I guess. So maybe that's why. But who the fuck knows? I don't know. Lucha Brothers, 4-4. Lucha Brothers, who are presented as a legit tag team, are 4-4. Pentagon is 5-6, and Phoenix is 6-5. So combined, their record is a fucking mediocre 50-50 record. And they're presented as if they're a big deal. Next, we have Private Party at number 5. They too are 4-4. So you see where I'm going with this, motherfuckers? No one is clearly good enough. You have teams like the Young Bucks, 4-3. They're presented as the best tag team in the world, and they're the 3rd best tag team in this company, and they're 4-3. What the fuck are you talking about? The Patriots are like, what are they now? 10-1, 11-1? I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. It makes no sense. Now, the women's ranking. Here's where I have problems. All right. Number 1, Hikaru Shida. 3-1, fair. Number 2, Emi Sakura, motherfuckers, with a 1-1 singles record. And she lost to the champion. So let me understand this correctly. This bitch has won 1 singles match and got a title shot and is now ranked number 2. Her overall is 3-3. So she's 50-50 and is ranked number 2. So naturally, the number 3 best wrestler in AEW should have a losing record. No, motherfuckers. It's Britt Baker. Britt Baker has a record of 3-2 and an overall of 6-3. And somehow she is ranked below Emi Sakura. She should be like, she's on the same level basically as Hikaru Shida, but whatever. Don't make her number 1, make her number 2. I don't know. I don't care. Then you have Nyla Rose, who is 2-3, overall 3-2. Then you have Bea Priestley, who is 1-2 and 3-2 overall, who should obviously be ranked higher than Nyla Rose and arguably higher than Emi Sakura because they've won the same amount of matches, singles matches. She's lost 1 more singles match, but has a better overall record. So if the overall record is not going to matter, it's only going to be served as a tiebreaker, don't even have it there. So there you go, motherfuckers. AEW has completely floundered. It's over, motherfuckers. The experiment is over. They failed. Keep that in mind. They have small opportunities to do something. Their only hope now is to sign a bona fide star, because the reality has sunk in. It was a mistake. I thought that Jericho should have been champion, and I think I was wrong. I think KennyOmega should have been champion. To push forward the agenda that here is a new star that can benefit from being the champion, that can benefit from beating Jericho. Jericho beating all these guys makes them all feel like mid-carders. I mean, they are mid-carders, but it makes them feel like mid-carders. So that's why this was a mistake. Furthermore, motherfuckers, that's right, I ain't done yet, bitches. This is not going to be a long video, but I do have some things to say. Furthermore, it appears that the next main event match will be Jericho versus Dean Ambrose. Are you fucking kidding me? If this match was at a WWE pay-per-view, this would be the second or third match on the card. This wouldn't be the opener, because it's not good enough to be the opener, and it sure as shit wouldn't be the main event. If they signed Kevin Owens would become the AEW champion, and he would feud with Dean Ambrose, which would be an Intercontinental title throwaway match on WWE. It would be a SmackDown mid-card match. You understand what I'm saying? How in the blue hell are you going to convince me that Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho, two WWE guys, by the way, on all their shows have been main evented by WWE guys. How are you going to convince me that these two guys are worthy of me paying $59.99 to watch them wrestle? Why? Why would I do this? Why would anyone do this? It makes zero sense, motherfuckers. Now, that's 6 months of WWE Network. That's at least 2 of their big pay-per-views. If you get it in August, that might even be SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and Mania, and Rumble. That might be all of them in that 6-month period. You understand what I'm saying? No, it wouldn't be all of them because WrestleMania is too far from SummerSlam. But you could get Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania for the price of Full Gear, or the next one, whatever the fuck they're going to call it. So you could see things like Undertaker wrestling, Triple H wrestling, John Cena coming back, AJ Styles, fucking Seth Rollins if you like him, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Cain Velasquez maybe, Rey Mysterio, Becky Lynch if that's your flavor, cuck. You can see all these people, or, for the same price of seeing these people wrestle multiple times in the biggest events of the year in wrestling, for the same price, you can enjoy Dean Ambrose versus Jericho, and probably Britt Baker versus, fucking B. Priestley. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is done, man. It's over. You understand me? There's nothing they can do. The only hope they have is to sign a big-name guy, or gal. There's no big-name gals anymore, but some big-name guy, or immediately suck the dick of New Japan and get on board with them. Merge with them, do something with them, where you can take some of their fans, some of that prestige. I'm sure there's some hardcore fans in Japan who would love to see Okada. Bring Okada versus Jericho. Do something like that, man. Those are your only options. Otherwise, it's done. Kenny Omega is not a big enough star to draw. He cannot even outdraw Adam Cole. So what the fuck are you talking about, That's what I'm saying. Not even Jericho can't outdraw NXT. What ridiculousness is this? So that's what I'm saying, man. Either that, and they need to do what they're doing with, I hate to say it, Blade and Butcher, and bring in a bunch of nobodies, rebrand them completely, and have them be basically AEW originals, quote unquote. They don't have anyone who's an AEW guy yet. I guess you could make the argument for MJF, but that's it. Nobody else. Everybody else is from somewhere else, and from somewhere that's more prestigious than AEW. So there you go. It needs to end. Now, let's get a little bit deeper into this. At the first week that they lost to NXT in the ratings battle, right? They started complaining basically that, well, not they, but DaveMeltzer and those other jerk-offs started saying oh, well, they still beat NXT in like whatever the 18 to 35 demographic. Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares what demographic watches you? Fundamentally, what matters is how many people are watching you. There might be some sort of economic validity to that in the sense that maybe that 18 to 35-year-old demographic spends more money, so one of their views counts for more than a view of like an 85-year-old woman who's like, oh, I'm not going to buy any of these bullshit products, right? So there might be something to that. But I remember in this week's episode of AEW Dynamite, Excalibur said something like, we got to go out, like sarcastically, we got to go after that like 45 and older demographic, JR. And I'm like, yeah, you do. You do, you fucking loser, or you're out of a job, or you're done for, man. You have to get people to watch you. These numbers are not good. These numbers would be okay if, for example, their first show, right, pulled like 1 million viewers, and then the second week went to like 800,000. The third week it went to 700,000. And then after that, if the fourth week it went to like 730,000. And then 740 again, 745, right? You can gain the traction very slowly. You can go up one subscriber at a time like your boy. You can do that. That's fine. But you have to be moving forward and upwards. Unfortunately, what happened was their hype was bigger than their actual product. You understand what I'm saying? Usually it's the other way around. Like, for example, XFL. When Vince McMahon starts XFL in a matter of months, motherfuckers, right? I'm sure the first game or two are going to get a lot of views because people are going to be like, oh shit, new sport, basically. Weird football. Let's watch some weird football, right? And then if that game is not entertaining, people are going to tune out. And that's fine. That's going to happen even if the game is the best game ever. People, like, let's say it draws 2 million, right? Next week it's going to draw 1 million even, right? And then it might draw 900,000. But periodically, like their Super Bowl, whatever their championship game, should draw close to their premiere. That's the problem. The problem here is this. Because AEW is not putting forward good wrestling, they're putting forward hacky shit that no one wants to see. Last week's episode, even though I said it was all right, in hindsight, it was kind of bullshit. Like the whole Jericho thing was a waste of time. He's done that before. It was like it reminded me in hindsight of the Festival of Friendship with Kevin Owens, except no one turned on him, right? The idea is that this is like a classic Jericho thing. Oh, I'm going to like gloat about how great I am. All right. We get it, kid. We get it. What else are you going to bring to the table? How about have some story-driven matches? Just have the Inner Circle come out and say, tonight, the Inner Circle is putting forward an open challenge. You can challenge anyone in the Inner Circle, except for Jericho, motherfuckers, to a match. And the Inner Circle beats everyone, and they become a dominant faction. You can't have them as a faction if Jack Swagger doesn't wrestle, if LAX or whatever, Out and Proud, are not the tag champs, and if Sammy Guevara is not making big moves, beating people like Adam Page and Joey Janela, who are mid-carders. That's the problem. You have to you either present them as strong or you don't, motherfuckers. And they haven't done a good job at presenting them as strong. Jericho lost to Scorpio Sky. Why the fuck would I want to tune in? I mean, I did, but why would a casual fan want to tune in next week after seeing Jericho, one of the best of all time, lose to a nobody named Scorpio Sky, who in a few weeks will be jobbing to Wardlow for some bullshit like Wardlow push? Do you understand what I'm saying? There was no need for that to happen. The beauty of wrestling is that wrestling, because it's not a sport, motherfuckers, it is a business. You have to treat it like a business. You have to actually make decisions. It's not like the good thing about sports, why it's easier to run a league for sports, other than, of course, the liability and all that shit, is because you just put 11 soccer players on this side of the field and 11 other motherfuckers on another soccer field. You give them a ball and you say, go ahead, do whatever the fuck you want. And then they score goals and they win. And you run this simulation multiple times until you declare a champion with certain rules. Wrestling, on the other hand, you have to make calculated decisions, right? The reason Hulk Hogan turning heel and joining the NWO is a big deal isn't just because, oh, it was a heel turn. It's because Hulk Hogan is the ultimate face. And not just ultimate face, he's the face of wrestling. And probably, if you adjust for inflation and adjust for population as well, probably the #1 merch seller of all time in wrestling, and probably in other things as well. Maybe in sports. I'm not even joking. He may have generated more money than even like LeBron James, in terms of jersey sales, like shirt sales, right? So you are destroying Hulk Hogan, turning him heel, which means you are risking losing your cash cow, the guy that's drawing in the most money. That's why Cena never turned heel, because they would lose merchandise. But with Hulk Hogan, WCW had the balls to do it, and it worked out well because that was one of the most memorable things in the history of wrestling. So that's why wrestling is a business, and that's why wrestling needs to be taken seriously when decisions are made. When you make ridiculous decisions, like Emi Sakura versus Riho for the women's championship, what are you saying to the fans? You're saying, we don't give a shit what you might want to see. Good wrestling and attractive women, perhaps. We're going to put in these 2 Japanese girls who in 2 years will 100% not be with the company, if the company's still around. We're going to put them there just to have a match. What are you saying? You're saying that you didn't sit down in the back and think of a prolonged storyline. There has yet to be one storyline in the women's division. There has yet to be one storyline in the tag team division. There is yet to be more than 1 or 2 storylines in the men's division. You just sit there, you're like, what are we going to do this week? Well, Darby Allin hasn't wrestled in 5 weeks. Let's put him against Tyedillenger. He also has to wrestle in 5 weeks. What? This is the problem with wins and losses matter. They probably sit down in the back, jerking each other off, being like, well, if this guy wins, he'll have 3 wins, and this guy will have 2 wins. So I don't know what we're going to do. How about create a story, right? Create a story behind it. Darby Allin is pissed because Jimmy Havoc banged his girl S&M style. How about that, man? I just came up with a better story there. He just banged his girl and hit her with staple guns, and she loved every minute of it, motherfuckers. And now Darby Allin is pissed off. Then Darby Allin goes after fucking, what's his face? Jimmy Havoc with a staple gun, symbolically, or something like that, man. Two wrestlers like them that could feasibly have a feud because they're kind of like the same idea. You do that, right? No. Instead, it's MJF betrayed Cody Rhodes. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? Tyedillenger betrayed Cody Rhodes, and we forgot about that. Everyone betrayed Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes sucks. Of course they're going to betray him. So come up with better storylines. Don't give me this throwaway like DDP is going to get in Wardlow's face. How about Wardlow and Jack Swagger do something, man? Jack Swagger, I'm pretty sure Jack Swagger has been there since like episode 2, or maybe even at the pay-per-view or something. He came in pretty quickly, and he hasn't even had a match. Why? Why has he had a match? We already know his first match is going to be a complete squash of like Jungle Boy or something, right? What is the point of this? And furthermore, to finish this, let's look at just the roster really fast, because the roster also shows people's win-loss records. So we can see at how many of these people actually have good records. Obviously, we're already talking about the ones that have good records. But let's get to it. Adam Page, 5-6 overall, losing record. Angelico, 2-5, losing record. Jericho, 8-1, winning record. Daniels, 3-2, winning record. Chuck Taylor, 5-4 somehow, winning record. Shima, 2-5. Dustin Rhodes, 2-3. Darby Allin, 4-4-1. Cody, 5-2-1. Evil Uno, 4-2. Kazarian, 9-3. Jesus Christ, Kazarian, 9-3? Kazarian, I think, has most wins than anybody. Maybe like Scorpio Sky later on. Isaiah Cassidy, 4-6. Havoc, 3-4. Jake Hager, 0-0, motherfuckers. Jack Evans, 2-7. George Janela, 2-4. Moxley, 3-1-1. 3-1-1. 3-1-1, motherfuckers. Kazarian is 9-3. Why isn't he number one contender? Granted, he didn't win any singles matches, but that's because he hasn't had any singles matches. How about give him a singles match? Then we have Jungle Boy, 0-8. This guy has lost every match. And every week I have to hear JR say, oh, he's the future. He's future of fuck all. He's not going to do anything. KennyOmega, 7-4. Kip Sabian, 2-3. Kip Sabian and Sammy Guevara are interchangeable. Who gives a rat's ass? Luchasaurus, 1-3, motherfuckers. Well, he won his singles match, I guess. MJF, 3-1. Marco Stunt, 0-6. Mark Quinn, 4-6. What's it called? Matt Jackson, 7-4. Nakazawa, 1-2. Nick Jackson, 7-5. Pac, 4-3. Ortiz, 4-1. Orange Cassidy is 1-0. Undefeated, motherfuckers. Can you believe that shit? Then whatever. You get the point. A lot of these people have losing records or bullshit records. Meanwhile, people like Kazarian are 9-3. Why are some of these people so overexposed? Like, why Does Trent Beretta have a record of 6-5? Why has Trent Beretta wrestled 11 times for AEW, whereas Sonny Kiss, who is someone that they could push as a unique AEW original, has only had 4 matches? Why? Explain that to me, man. I don't understand, man. This company does not know what the fuck they're doing. They're not being run correctly. Whoever is in charge, like creatively on the wrestling side, has no fucking idea what they're doing. If that's CodyRhodes, that's CodyRhodes, I guess. And that was my other video getting ready to be uploaded because I forgot to save it. Remember when I said this wouldn't happen again? That my videos wouldn't be interrupted by other videos being uploaded? Well, guess what? I lied, motherfuckers! I lied! I cheat! I steal! But anyways, that's basically it. There's nothing more to say about this, right? Things to look forward to in AEW. Really nothing. I'd like to know what the fuck Dark Order is all about. Maybe that'll lead to something. Probably not. They'll probably just stop the vignettes inexplicably. And the dark, like, if the vignettes for Dark Order don't have like an actual payoff, if they're just there, like, oh, this is Dark Order, and then like two weeks from now they stop doing the vignettes, they've already debuted, so the mystery's gone. That would have been good to have those vignettes before they debuted. But it is what it is, you know? And that's going to be a complete flop. Now we have Butcher and Blade. When these guys win their squash match next week, after that, what's going to happen? What's going to happen after that, man? Are they going to be developed into some sort of characters? Or are they just 2 angry guys called Butcher and Blade? How about give me fucking characters, man? AEW, let's quickly go over the roster and just say character or no character. And then we'll end it at that, motherfuckers. Let's see here. Jericho. He has a character. His character is that he's Chris Jericho, the grizzled veteran who is still on top of his game, and now the leader of the Inner Circle. Riho, no character. SCU, no character. They're from... If your character is where you're from, you suck. Adam Page, no character. I mean, he thinks he's a cowboy, but he's not really. Like, he just dresses as a cowboy. He doesn't really act like one, you know what I mean? Angelico, no character. Daniels, no character. Chuck Taylor, best friends, I guess you could say that they have a character, they have a gimmick, right? A shitty one, but nonetheless. Shima, no character. Cody, oh my god. Executive Vice President douchebag, no character. Darby Allin, no character, but he has a high-risk offense, and that's kind of his shtick, so I guess that it's a pseudo-character. Dustin Rhodes, no character. Evil Uno, no character, motherfuckers. Until we find out what Dark Order is, no character. Frank Kazarian, no character. Isaiah Cassidy, yeah. Private Party is like, they're like 2 party guys, so that's kind of cool. Jack Evans, no character. Jake Hager, no character. Jimmy Havoc, he has a character, but it doesn't fit. Like, his appearance doesn't really fit a lot of the things they say about him. Like they're like, oh, he's like a great chain wrestler. Why? Why do you have to say that? Why does the guy chain wrestle? This guy should be kicking people in the balls. That should be his thing. Jungle Boy, no character. John Moxley, same character as Dean Ambrose, a.k.a. no character, motherfuckers. Joey Janela, no character. KennyOmega, no character. Kip Sabian, no character. Luchasaurus, he dresses like a dinosaur, but he doesn't, like, his character is just, he's a big guy. The fact that he dresses as a dinosaur is irrelevant. That's just, he just wears that mask so they can call him Luchasaurus. Otherwise, no one would care. MJF, he's got a character, arrogant douchebag. Marco Stunt, he doesn't have a character, but he has a perpetual gimmick of the smallest guy that ever wrestled. Mark Quinn, he's got a character. Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson, I gotta give them props. They do have some character. I'm not gonna say that they're like, I mean, it's a shit character, but you know, they have a gimmick. Their gimmick is like the worst gimmick ever, but a gimmick nonetheless. Michael Nakazawa, he has no character. He puts oil on himself, but that's not a character. Pac, the bastard, no character. Ortiz, you can argue that Ortiz and Santana, their character is just that they're like, you know, LAX basically. Orange Cassidy, no character, motherfuckers. Pentagon Jr., just a random luchador, no character. Peter Avalon, the librarian, no character. It means nothing. QT Marshall, no character. Santana, see above. Sammy Guevara, no character. Ray Phoenix, no character. Scorpio Sky, no character. Sean Spears, no character. Sonny Kiss, character. Wardlow, character. Trent of the Best Friends, quasi-character, like we said. Stu Grayson, the Dark Order, no character. Women, Ali, she's the bunny now. That might be something. Awesome Kong is just awesome. B. Priestley, she has a square face. No one likes her. Emi Sakura, Freddie Mercury ripoff. Britt Baker, no character. Brandy Rhodes, I don't care if she wears a veil and drinks champagne, no character. Hikaru Shida, no character. Leva Bates Librarian, makes no sense, no character. Nyla Rose, You could say her character is that she's like an awesome Kong type, basically. Sadie Gibbs, no character. Rio, no character. Penelope Ford, hot as shit, but no character. Shayna, no character. Yuka Sakazaki. Oh, I thought this girl was just Rio. No, she's another one. I remember her now. She was in a tag match with all the Japanese girls. No one cared. So there you go, motherfuckers. That's why AEW sucks ass, and that's the problem with AEW. Now go fuck yourselves. 3 videos. I hope I get 3 likes. Oh, more than 3 likes. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, motherfuckers. Have a good night. And I'll see you guys, what's tomorrow? Tuesday? Nothing going on tomorrow, but Wednesday, we got AEW to talk about. We have the debut, probably, of Butcher and Blade, so there you have it. Look forward to that, bitches.